call Madam Arpadarai, the rapporteur, to present the second report. You have 7 minutes now and 3 minutes at the end to reply to the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I have the honor to present you my draft resolution on the social inclusion of migrants, refugees and internally displaced persons through sport. This is a very topical issue which aims at better integrating migrants, refugees and IDPs in host countries and communities. Migrants, refugees and IDPs face numerous challenges on their move all along their migration journey. They have suffered from trauma in their country of origin during the process of migration and when settling in the host country. Such trauma has a long-term impact on their mental health, and in the host countries they often face an antisocial behavior, racism, discrimination and hate speech. Sport can therefore be a fantastic catalyst for empowerment and feeling well both physically and psychologically. Why is sport such a unique opportunity for better integrate into society? In sport, individual, social or cultural backgrounds do not matter. In sport, nobody asks athletes, and nobody should ask them about their religion, color of their skin, their hair, their native language, their political orientation, or other factors which seem to divide our societies much too often. Sport is an excellent way to communicate. For a child who came from faraway country and recently moved to a new neighborhood, where he does not know anyone, where he probably has little or no command of local language, a football match with local children is probably the best way to break through the glass wall of being left an outsider. Sport is an international and universal language, and it's a brilliant way to show how similar we all are. Professional sport is an important social ladder or social lift for migrants, especially migrant youth. Sport is based on rules, the rules of the game, as well on fairness and fair play. Sport encourages us to show initiative, become active, and engage with others in a positive, rule-based and athletic manner. In this sense, the Council of Europe is a natural partner because we promote greater European unity based on the rule of law and human rights. The values that our Assembly defends and promotes are welcoming the universality of sport, giving the chance to everyone, especially migrants, refugees and IDPs, who have great potentialities and are benefits for all parties involved, as raised by my colleague Mr. Hadjukovic in his report. My overall objective has been to demonstrate the benefits of sport as an essential means of social inclusion for migrants, refugees and IDPs in host countries and communities. I firstly underline the benefits of sport as a tool for the social inclusion of migrants, being an effective trauma healer and a means of empowerment. Sporting activities have a positive impact on physical well-being and often play a role of icebreaker for migrants, IDPs and refugees participating in the linkage with the host community. My report also raises the difficult inclusion of specific categories of migrants, refugees and IDPs, namely women, children and LGBTIQ+ community members. The necessity to refer to male peers are factors that often explains this scarce participation of women in sport. I secondly analyze the barriers challenging the success of inclusive programs for migrants, having observed structural and socio-personal barriers. Structural barriers are the lack of access and the financial constraints preventing from a proper social inclusion of migrants, such as cost of participation and of sport uniforms, for example. There are also legal obstacles such as the requirement of resident permit. Obstacles to social inclusion of migrants through sport can also be highlighted in cultural, interpersonal and personal elements due to traditions or customs. I certainly covered the existing policies and good practices among states' policies, but also local initiatives and the international cooperation, taking example of France, Germany, Turkey, Azerbaijan, where the establishment of modern settlements has benefited to numerous professional IDP athletes. The local initiatives indicated in the report also show the enthusiasm of local and regional authorities to promote social inclusion of migrants. At international level, the Council of Europe has been particularly active in promoting sport as a means of inclusion and peace. In addition to the relevant committees of ministers' recommendations, my report underlines the crucial role of a large partial agreement on sport in charge of monitoring the application of the European Sports Charter of the Council of Europe. UNHCR has also done a lot for social inclusion through sport, especially in partnership with the International Olympics Committee, as well as the European Union with its white paper on sport. Dear colleagues, there are many social inclusion policies and good practices existing at international level, as well as in host communities, at local, regional and national levels. However, support programs are needed in several areas. I have therefore made the following recommendation. First of all, states and actors involved in sport-based activities should have due regard to the values and principles laid down in the European Sport Charter. In this spirit, states are invited to accede to the enlarged partial agreement on sport for a better implementation of the European Sports Charter and for benefiting from a more effective international cooperation. States are moreover invited to adopt or ensure the application of legislation prohibiting any forms of discrimination in sport due to nationality, gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, language, or disabilities. Specific attention should be drawn to groups particularly exposed among migrants, refugees, and IDPs from whom structural and cultural barriers are harsher, namely vulnerable groups, women, children, LGBTIQ+ community members, or disabled migrants. Specific targeted actions should be developed to their intention for promoting their social inclusion on the receiving societies. Long-term and sustainable projects should be privileged over short-term programs and by investing in cross-sectoral initiatives. Finally, states and sports structures should ensure public awareness on the benefits of sport as a tool for the promotion of social inclusion of migrants, refugees and IDPs, and develop further the exchange of knowledge and experience. Dear colleagues, I would like to thank Secretariat for the great support, and I would like to thank you for considering the adoption of this draft report. Thank you very much.
Thank you.